everyone. Welcome to our EveryJoe podcast. I am Max Steele, joined by El Vega.
Hello.
Skylar Devendorf.
Hello.
And Charlie Miles.
Hey.
All right. So today we are going to open up with questions that we feel every educated citizen should know.
Adults.
So every educated adult should know the answer to these questions. Each of us has secretly compiled these questions, and we're now going to ask them, and we're going to see if we can answer our own questions. So we're going to start off. Skylar on the right is going to start these off.
Okay. My first question, where is the bathroom?
Right here, because I just tinkled a little bit.
I didn't know that question was that good. Second, so do we know where the bathroom is?
I don't even want to talk to you.
What is 2 plus 2?
I really don't even want to talk to you.
4.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Every educated adult should know that.
Yeah.
What is the great...
Every 4-year-old should know that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I'm going with basics here so far. What is the great American novel? This one may be a little bit of opinion.
This
but
is subjective. Catcher in the Rye?
See, I wouldn't call that an American novel.
It's an American novel.
I'm going to say...
See how it's subjective?
I'm going to say Huck Finn. But that's
a
not
quintessential
just me.
American novel. I don't know that it's the greatest.
I'm saying it's the great American novel.
Okay.
But anyway, and who broke the color barrier in baseball?
I know this one. It's Jackie Robinson.
That's right.
Good job, Charlie.
Okay, so it's my turn. My first question is about grammar. And I'm going to read something to you guys, and you're going to tell me which there is supposed to be in which section.
Ooh, I'm good
so
at
it's
this.
there, there, and there, the 3 theres.
Right.
All right.
Okay, the sentences are, I was over there planning their wedding. They're getting married next month.
Oh, that's easy.
All right, go ahead.
There, T-H-E-R-E.
Yes.
T-H-E-I-R.
Yes.
And then T-H-E-Y''R-E.
Yes.
Bam.
Good job. Good
Bam.
job.
Okay. As of today, how many doctors have there been in Doctor Who? As of this very day.
You mean like actors who've played?
How many doctors are there in the whole series?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it switches out.
You actually think that this is important for
I
educated
do.
Americans
Do you
to know?
think it's less important than 2 plus 2?
I'm
No,
saying
I'm off
that's
Skylar for that.
It's important. I
Well,
like
I've
the show.
never seen Doctor Who. I know that everybody's going to hate
Clearly,
me.
you're not an educated citizen then.
The answer is 11. Currently, as of right now, today.
See, I thought that's as high as the thing went in Spinal Tap.
You know.
Went to 11 to beat the.
Okay, my next question is, who is currently the highest grossing deceased celebrity?
The highest
Elvis
grossing
Presley.
No, it's
Deceased-
usually Elvis.
deceased
Who?
celebrity.
Michael Jackson.
Mm.
Michael Jackson beat him this year.
Yeah.
But those are both musicians. Is it just...
That's all across the board.
The celebrity.
Celebrity, dead celebrity.
Okay.
It's usually Elvis, but Michael Jackson beat him
Okay.
this time.
Okay.
And my last question is, who is the creator of the Legend of Zelda series and the Mario series, and is sometimes called the father of modern gaming?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes.
I was going to say
Ooh.
Matsumoto or something like that.
You
but
have a deeply skewed view of what it means to be an educated citizen.
That's important
Those
to
questions
learn.
are important to me.
They're good. Those are
Grammar.
good questions.
And
Grammar was
nerd
okay.
culture.
Grammar, yeah.
Grammar
was
and nerd
fine.
culture. It's important to
I
me.
should have
Okay.
gone with the Pythagorean theorem.
I don't know what that is.
would be a good question.
I mean, I knew about it when I was
Instead
in high
of the 2
school,
plus
but-
2. Just the a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
All right, Max, your turn.
All right. Okay. You guys ready?
Oh, here we go.
All right. In what section of the Constitution is the two-party system implemented?
Holy cow. The end.
Shit.
Oh, you're smarter than a 5th grader.
I have no idea.
The two-party system is not in the Constitution.
Ah.
Trick
Trick
questions.
questions.
All right.
We fail.
Who controls the money supply of the United States?
Rothschilds.
Bill Gates.
Michael Jackson.
Just kidding.
Does anyone actually know the answer?
We would think it would be
Citibank?
the Secretary
US
of
Treasury.
Treasury, but it's not.
The Federal Reserve.
Okay.
Right.
What else? What else you got?
Okay. Which countries invaded Poland to start World War II?
Germany. Austria.
Germany and the Soviet Union.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Yeah.
Halfway.
and half wrong.
Yeah, that's
Just-
true. Now I know no one's half the battle.
Yeah, they were allies at the start of the war. Yes. Okay. I'm not even going to ask a fourth question because
Why
I'm
not?
in the grip of existential despair.
All right. Well, then I'll
All right,
ask my question.
I'll ask it.
Okay, go for it.
We're just not going to know the answer.
Yeah. Okay. So, which young man conquered the known world and created Hellenistic civilization?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Good. You guys got
Alexander
one
the Great.
That's right.
Right? Yes. I knew it the whole time.
3 out of 4.
I didn't copy you guys or anything.
Good job.
Yay. All right. So my question is, what type of dog breed is known for the most owner attacks or bites?
German Shepherd?
Dalmatians.
Whatever it is, the answer is not a pit bull. It's true.
Yeah, it's not pit bulls.
It's
I know
true.
that. I've heard
Wow.
Dalmatians
It's true.
and
Wait,
like Chihuahuas
Do you
are
own
really
pit
bad.
bulls, Elle?
I have pit bulls.
Ah, I see.
But it's true. They are the most misunderstood breed.
I know, but it's I like it. Whatever it is, it's not pit bulls.
All right.
Okay, my next question. Where do babies come from?
The uterus.
Stork.
The stork. That is correct, Charlie. 10 points.
We're killing Max over here.
Okay, my next question. Can you put diesel fuel into a gasoline automobile?
No.
Good job. You see, that's better, right? And my last question is,
That's not a bad question.
Skylar, are you okay?
I just Max. Max just holding his face, wanting to punch all of us, I'm sure.
Okay, well, actually, I had 2 questions left. My next one is, what's the best hand in poker?
Royal
house.
flush.
Royal flush.
I don't know.
It's a
poker.
royal flush.
I've
An
never played
ace,
poker.
a king, a queen, a jack, and a 10, all in the same suit. And then the last question that I forgot to write down, how do I phrase this? When you're trying to... Okay, I'm going to say a sentence and you have to tell me what you can use it in real life. If you say lefty-loosey, righty-tighty,
To unscrew something with a screwdriver or a
job.
ratchet or
or
something.
turning on the hose or turning it off.
Okay.
So you turn it to the left and it's open. You turn it to the right and you close it and it's tight. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty.
Yep.
You're welcome.
That actually is one piece of information that every educated adult should know.
Okay, I think all of our questions are legit.
Yeah.
I think we at least had, the 3 of us at least had one question that every educated adult should know.
2 + 2 is 4,
Yeah,
guys.
and find out where the bathroom is.
Yeah.
But do you know why 2 + 2 is 4?
Because I was told that in grade school.
That's the yeah, I had a teacher be like, what if 2 + 2 = 5? Why? And I was
What
like,
do you
I can't
mean?
answer this. I don't know. Mind blown.
What do you mean? Here, look. 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
Right.
2
But why is
+
this
2
why is this
4.
1? Why is this 1?
Why is that? Like, why did we choose the word 1 to signify
Why
a
is
unit?
the actual thing 1? Only 1 of something. It's just weird to think about.
I really,
when you think about
I
math
don't
that
understand.
way.
I don't see it any other way other than this is one item.
We were all taught something, but we never got any real reason behind it.
But what are you trying to say?
That 1,
one could be 2?
3, 4, this could equal 5.
2 plus
That's
2.
not possible.
At some point, if we had changed it, if it had come
Well, no,
different.
I mean that's not actually clearly the case, right? That is the underlying question of mathematical philosophy: is could 2 + 2 = 5, or is mathematics in some sense an embodiment of something real about the universe, and therefore 2 + 2 must equal 4?
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm
fine.
terrible at math, so
All right, we're going to move on.
Pitbulls
before I
are the
get
best.
More depressed. Skylar, you had something you wanted to tell us about the 50 states.
Yeah, there apparently this author, Colin Woodard, says that according to voting trends and the people's behavior, the United States is actually the 50 states is actually 11 nations.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
Like the
I want
South.
to see the nations.
Yeah, so
like they have the Deep South. We're in the Tidelands here in North Carolina,
Tidewater.
Tidewater, and then we have like Greater Appalachia.
Yeah,
The Deep South, New France,
Yankeedom, Midlands,
El Norte.
Far West, El Norte, and left
What's
coast.
Florida? Where's Florida?
Florida's in the Deep South slash
The Deep South.
the Deep South is it the Deep South, and then New France is like Louisiana,
Yeah,
Mississippi area.
let's believe that.
Florida's in the Deep South.
Yeah.
Except for
the tip is that New
Miami.
Cuba.
Which is interesting
Really?
because then
I
there's
believe
like
that,
New
'cause
France
that's its
up
own
here
country.
too.
Yeah.
You guys can't see this map.
Okay.
It's on the NPR website, and
So I actually read this book.
yeah.
It's a fascinating book. It's important to understand when he uses the word nation, he's using it in the old sense of the word. So nation state, right? A state is the organized government. The nation is the body of people within the political boundary. So what he's saying is that we have sort of 11 ethnic cultural groups in the country, and his argument is they arise from who the original settlers were. So Yankeedom was settled by East Anglian English people who sided with Cromwell during the Glorious Revolution. Tidewater was settled by English aristocrats, and the Deep South was actually settled by slave-owning aristocrats from the West Indies. So,
No, it's interesting to see it broken down like this because it is very true in a lot of ways. Because the way he describes Yankeedom, and I'm from Yankeedom, it's very true.
yeah.
I want to read where he describes Tidewater region. Does he do that here?
No, it's not in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's very interesting.
It's a very interesting concept, and
Yeah, Greater Appalachia is Scots-Irish. I thought the most fascinating section to me in the book was actually when he talks about how Dallas and Houston. Houston is Greater Appalachian, and Dallas is Deep South. And so you can actually see the cultural difference. He says most remarkably there, where you go to Houston, it's more of a working class town, more Scots-Irish. It's a little bit sort of like dirtier, more proletariat. Whereas Dallas is very much sort of rich-poor divide with like an upper aristocracy of very, very rich people. Sort of much more of a southern type culture. I thought that was really fascinating that you could have two cities so close to each other that are so different.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that in Miami. Like Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Fort Lauderdale is more like white, Jewish, American people, and then Miami is everyone is Hispanic.
Yeah.
And if you don't speak Spanish, then it's going to be very hard for you to get around. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
So which culture do we feel in alignment with? So you are obviously Miami.
Well, I mean, Miami, yeah, but I wouldn't consider myself like the Deep South. Like the
No, Miami's not in Deep South on this.
No, but like it's saying that Florida is... Oh, wait.
No, it ends before Miami. Miami is its own thing.
Oh, okay. So Miami.
Fuzzy
Miami.
down here.
Yeah, how about you?
I'm from Tidewater. I've grown up in Tidewater, so that plus a little mix of Greater Appalachia.
Yeah.
From my grandparents' side, I feel that way. So,
How about you, Skylar?
I'm definitely from Yankeedom.
Yankeedom?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hold on to it if you want to. Yeah, definitely. It's I'm very much a product of that area and that mindset.
what about you, Max?
I don't know. My mother was New France. She was from New Orleans. My father was from Egypt. So I guess if anything, I have allegiance to New France. But I don't know. I mean, I'd like to be an aristocrat, so maybe I'll throw my weight in with Deep South.
You can just be a mutt.
I'm not a mutt.
That's what America's based on.
is.
Yeah,
We're all
I'm,
mutts.
Yeah,
I'm a
we're
mutt.
all mutts.
I'm
not a mutt.
American.
I'm a pure breed. I simply don't know of what.
Let's talk about pure breeds versus mutts in dogs.
I think mutts are better, isn't it?
Yes. I have a pure breed pit bull. Well, he's an English bull terrier like the Target dog or the Spuds MacKenzie, the Budweiser dog. And I have a mutt. He's a lab hound pit Rhodesian super mix. And I've had more problems, like health issues or whatever with the pure breed.
That's why I like humanity should just meld together till we're a nice like creamy brown color.
Well,
And then we'd have less health problems.
Yeah, but think of it this way. If you're a dog on the streets, right, it's survival of the fittest. If you live and you survive off the streets eating shit and like glass and whatever other stuff you find on the road, I don't know, and you survive and then you mate, and then you have those puppies, then those puppies, they'll survival of the fittest. Those will continue to breed and breed and breed and breed, and then you end up with mutts that are very healthy.
Well, most of the pure breeds are inbred at this point. Is the problem? Like
Yeah.
the dog
Yeah,
pure breeds are very inbred. So
it
when
really
you,
depends.
When you breed two different pure breeds to get a mutt, you end up getting rid of some of that recessive problem. It's like they've bred dog cousins to dog cousins for generations to create some of these pure breeds.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, it depends on where you would get your dog or from the breeder or whatever. They have like bloodline and AKC registration and all that stuff.
They absolutely do, but even the best of the breeds, they're still been more inbred than a mutt. So, Skylar,
I still love my dogs either way.
Oh yeah,
I love them too. They're wonderful dogs. So Elle sometimes brings her dogs to the EveryJoe offices. When we have Bring Your Dog.
Maz is a sweet, sweet puppy. Yeah. So is Royce.
Yeah.
They're both named after cars.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I think it's cool, too. Yeah. I want you to get a dog called Lamb.
Lamb?
Yeah, for Lamborghini.
Lambo.
You could have Aston.
I was going to call my dog Maserati. I was going to call him Bentley. But
Bentley
a
is good.
lot of people have dogs named Bentley, which is still cute, but I just wanted something more unique. And then when I told my brother, I'm like, hey, I got another dog. I called him Maz. I'm like, and he says, like, for Mazda? I'm like, no, for Maserati.
Well, see, that's the difference, right? Because you think upscale, your brother's proletariat.
Yeah.
So you think we should get rid of all the human races?
I think it would be better if we just became one, we all intermingled.
Yeah,
I think it would be better.
Yeah. Well, we're 11 nations now, so.
Well, that's just in the U.S. I mean, you get to the rest of the world, there's thousands.
Yeah.
Huh.
It would be great. I think that would make us a hardier species.
I'm not sure, right? I mean, we might lose some of the biodiversity.
No, I'm sure we would, but on the other hand, I think it would also help interactions with.
That is true. I mean, there's definite evidence that it creates hostility.
Yeah, like Israel and Palestine should just mate.
I mean, they're pretty close as it is. I mean,
Yeah.
even the language has the same roots. The religion has the same roots. I'm not really sure what they're fighting about.
But I had a friend from Egypt. His name is Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy named Ishmael.
Oh, you guys know each other's friend?
No.
So it wasn't relevant then.
No. He was from Egypt.
So maybe it is the same guy.
No, I met him in Miami.
Oh, okay.
I will drive on.
Sorry.
But it's just even like Ismail versus Ishmael. One of them is Arabic and one of them is
Hebrew or Israeli. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very small things. I think the closer your religions are, the more problems that you'll have.
Or look at Russia and the Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like they hate each other. Like we can't even tell them apart. We're like, yeah, hot Russian, Ukrainian chicks. I don't know the elements.
I've been to Ukraine, and you speak Ukrainian when you're in Ukraine, which is basically Russian.
But it's not.
And you do not refer to them as Russian.
No, they get very upset.
Yeah. Well, that happens when like Stalin did some horrible shit to them. But there was a statue of Lenin, and a bunch of kids that I was with at the time were playing on it. And a guy comes out of nowhere and he's like, get off of there, respect it. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Well, he had a good goatee.
Yeah, well, I wish I had a goatee like that.
Why don't you? You could have a goatee.
Oh, not like his, though.
Really?
No, not like Lenin's.
I think you could rock it.
I think that would be blasphemy if I tried.
Well, let's move on.
We could continue talking about nations. With
or we could
Miss
talk
Universe.
about girls.
Yes.
Nations and girls.
I think we should talk about girls.
Miss Universe.
Because, it's Miss Universe.
Which is strange to me because...
I was rooting for Miss Beetlejuice.
Miss Saturn.
Miss Beetlejuice?
Or Beetlegeist, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if aliens wanted to participate, they would be welcome to.
Right.
They would just need to register. But
I'm sure that they've watched it and they're intimidated because they're like, these women are too attractive. We can't compete with our 12 arms.
Maybe our people.
If you watch 1950s science fiction, it is consistently about space aliens coming to take our women. Because human women are the most beautiful in the galaxy.
Yeah. Universe.
As Miss Universe proved.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
That's right.
Because they're freaking gorgeous.
I mean,
look at Miss Bolivia.
I printed out pictures of my 3 favorites, and they didn't make it into the top 10.
Who are your favorites?
Miss Bolivia, Jessica Moulton.
Mm-hmm. And can we see these on EveryJoe?
We can.
Okay, cool. Because I have my iPad right here.
And Miss Bolivia is one of my favorites. She's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Miss China, her name is Jenny. She's a professional model. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Israel, I'm gonna horrifyingly butcher her name. It's Titi Atisha Yanai, but she's beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're my favorite 3, and they didn't make it.
Now, did you judge them solely on their looks?
At this point, yes. At this point, yes. And I judged harsher the top 5 when they got to the questions. And I didn't think Miss Venezuela should have won.
She was the favorite, though.
See, I thought Philippines was the favorite. She was the crowd favorite.
Was
She
she?
answered the question better than any of the other ones. And I thought that
Oh,
she
you may
should
be
have
right.
won.
Maybe it was Philippines was the favorite. I don't know. It's very subjective.
It really is.
I don't quite understand the notion of pageants anymore, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Because they don't want to admit that they're beauty pageants, so they add like talent and questions.
Yeah.
Like I would rather they just said, "Look, it's a beauty pageant." I would feel better about.
Yeah,
it.
just
I've
acknowledge
always
it.
done it
So
like
too.
that. They've always done it like that.
Well, and they refer to it as like a scholarship program,
scholarship program,
which is good. I mean, which is great, but I mean, it's a beauty pageant.
I mean, what the problem with calling it a scholarship program is it's sort of like it makes me feel bad for the women that are genuinely exceptionally bright
And they're ugly.
hardworking and don't have perfect knockers and hair.
Yeah.
So,
And didn't spend years and years and years of their life getting to
exactly.
this point.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it's totally okay to admire people for their beauty. It's totally okay to admire people for their intelligence and talent. I just don't know that we need to conflate them.
I agree. And what was weird for me was that I watched it last night and on Hulu. And I didn't get to see a talent portion anymore.
They don't even show
they
it.
don't even show it.
Yeah,
It's
no one cares.
swimsuit, it's an evening gown, and it's 5 people get to answer a question in
Yeah.
under 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
just like gone.
Damn, yeah.
Gone. It's like it's kind of weird. I remember them being long, like I sit down, I'm committing to watch the Miss America pageant.
It's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
like
I
that
mean, and you
anymore.
would think that with all the shows that are out now, like America's Got Talent and X Factor and all that stuff, that
Yeah.
they would at least show the talent portion. I mean, I want to see these girls singing and dancing and twirling batons, you know?
And Steven Tyler afterwards being like, "You're horrible.
Yeah.
You're
Maybe
not
they're
going to next
talented
round."
enough Is the problem?
The only thing close to the talent portion that they got, and it's not even really like that kind of thing, was each girl wore a costume representing their national
Right.
dress, and it was elaborate. And
Yeah, it was
they did
really
a little
cool.
like show of it, but it wasn't like I got to watch someone sing an opera.
I
saw
was embarrassed by the United States.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Was
It
that the
looked-
one with like the red sparkly?
No,
and
it was a
It
transformer.
looked like a retarded transformer.
I don't know. Let me see. I
No,
gotta
it was a
look it up.
transformer.
It was
It
a
was
transformer.
horrible.
She had on huge Kiss style boots, and like she could barely stand up in it.
I mean,
it was so heavy.
Erin Brady was the girl from
Yeah, she's
Connecticut,
our
Miss
USA.
USA.
I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Because we have American clothing. It's called
Yeah.
booty shorts. We invented them, right? Booty shorts.
Or dress up like Pocahontas.
Jeans.
Well, that might be offensive to Native Americans.
Well,
I
this
would
is
never
offensive to
condone that.
Transformers. If I was
They're aliens.
Optimus
Technically
Prime,
part of-
Transformers don't have a voice in our government, though.
they should, though.
But can they be offended in the
Because
Miss
we're
Universe
limited to
pageant
our
because they're
two-party
aliens?
system, which is not in the Constitution, we don't have a GoBot party or an Autobot
girls
party.
The
Super
GoBots were
hot.
separate from the Transformers.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
the
EveryJoe
Autobots.
right now, and every single one of these girls is so beautiful.
Oh, I mean, there's a reason that
and
they're
we have
there.
like all of
yeah,
them
a lot of
on the
insane.
website.
A lot of 8s and 9s in there for sure.
Wow.
It's
Well-
insane. I don't even know how they pick anymore. It's like we did this preliminary judging. Like on what though? What did you judge? them
Yeah,
on?
well, let's get to know the girls individually. Let's just talk about, like, let's say Erin Brady, for example. It says here that she's from Connecticut, and she is trained in accounting and was working as a financial accountant before she made it big in the world of pageantry. She moved out at the age of 17 to pursue her dreams, and in her spare time, you can find her running, cooking, or skiing. She's training for a marathon in 2014.
Sounds like an online dating site.
she briefly worked on Deal or No Deal as a briefcase girl.
That was one of my
That's
lifetime
really
goals.
cool. That is
Really?
really
Yeah,
cool.
I thought it would
would
be fun
love
to be a
be on
briefcase
that
girl.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Just stand there for an hour and then you're done.
yeah, your feet must hurt.
Did you ever see on 30 Rock? They did a parody of it. It was Gold
Yeah.
Case,
Yeah.
and one briefcase has $1 million in gold, and so so there's one girl who
Super
can't
heavy.
lift it up.
Lift it up.
Everybody else, and it's like, oh, it's her, and it's just they give away.
funny.
Everyone wins $1 million a piece.
It's great.
Oh my god.
So let's talk about the winner. Okay.
Wait a minute. We just got done saying that we were like, oh, we should just worry about whether they're hot, and now we're going to talk about
No,
their
yeah,
personality.
yeah.
Now I feel like
Got to.
Now I
This
feel
is
like a
like reading
hypocrite.
the articles in Playboy. You have to read the articles.
This article's in Playboy.
I thought. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just saying I feel like a hypocrite now for just saying we should judge them on their looks.
Okay, fine. Let's talk more about girls and.
No, it's
whatever.
fine. I don't want to derail you.
I do have no, but I do have some.
What are their turn-ons and turn-offs?
Well, I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't worked with them personally. but apparently there was a scandal over some nude photos of the
Shocker.
girls. Yeah.
Which girls?
It doesn't say which girls, but I'm sure that all of them have to do a photo shoot for their, individual pictures and all that stuff. And I think that somehow at least a couple, because if not, it wouldn't have been a scandal. Over these photos, but we had an article on EveryJoe that said that there was a scandal in Russia.
So I find it interesting that it's actually still scandalous to have nude photos, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, at this point, isn't there nude photos of everyone on the internet?
I think it's scandalous because it goes against the idea that they want to portray for the Miss Universe pageant. It's supposed to be like wholesome, clean, very,
but it's still the 21st
girls.
Century.
Yeah.
Where, like Max said, there are pictures of pretty much everybody's taken nude pictures of themselves.
Yeah, I mean...
At
this
point. I haven't.
You haven't?
Yeah, but we've been taking them of you, so it's fine.
I wouldn't say nude.
Naked?
Nudish?
No.
Well, it's just funny to me, right? Because, these girls are obviously very sexy, right? And yet, but if they're nude, then that's a scandal. I don't know. It just strikes me as this really weird dichotomy we have about sex in our culture.
Yeah, no, It's like, there's a naked picture of them. They're less of a person, or they did something wrong, and it's like they didn't do anything wrong.
No. And I feel bad for the moms who breastfeed in public, like in restaurants, and they get like kicked out because they showed some nip. I'm like, are you kidding me?
They're feeding a child.
Yeah.
We're so strange. In ancient Greek culture, they used to do the entire Olympics naked, right? Because they just thought the human body was beautiful, and they just celebrated it. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were just chill.
Yeah, it's embrace the body rather than make it bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It is really interesting because it's a scandal when they're naked, but we can watch them parading around in a swimsuit.
And that's totally okay.
It's totally okay, and we judge them on it.
Right.
We have like 20 minutes of watching them walk around in swimsuits.
Or like, what was her name? The girl, everybody loves her. She did the Kate Upton.
Yeah.
We just did some photos of Kate Upton, and totally naked, but she has body paint on, right? So she's got body paint covering up her breasts. And that's okay. That's not naked, right?
Yeah.
And so we can have pictures
so
of that.
Interesting.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, right?
It's so interesting.
Or like you'll see a picture of like a girl and she has like tiniest little things here and
like
here.
Like pasties?
Pasties. Yeah. Oh, but it's not naked.
Oh, you cover up the nipples.
Well, I saw a picture of an old lady like in Mardi Gras, and she was topless and she had paint on her boobs, and it was like two... hound dogs, and like the nipples were the noses.
See,
and it was like they were like sagging and long, and it looked like a long dog face.
That's hilarious.
And then it said, "Who let the dogs out?" So horrible.
We bring her in as a guest.
I wish.
Only if she does the body paint.
Only if she does the body paint.
God, it was terrible.
That's awesome.
Terrible.
You know what I realized? It's funny to me that Donald Trump still is like the benefactor of Miss Universe.
Why is that funny?
Because he has money.
It's funny.
And
I think
pretty girls.
How do you think he finds his new wives?
Yeah.
This is like the minor leagues for him.
Do they all live together in a Donald Trump funded
No,
house?
you're thinking of like the Playboy Mansion.
No, I thought there was a show made about it one year and it didn't do very well. A reality show.
It's called The Girls Next Door.
No, I've seen that.
No.
I like that show.
And it's a great show.
I have it on DVD. The weirdest
Do
thing.
you?
Yeah. They gave it to me for Christmas one year. I'm like,
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I don't know. I mean, there may have been a show about that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they tried it out.
I mean, if you're an elderly rich dude, what's better than being the benefactor of gorgeous, hot young women?
He's a billionaire. He can do... Hey, I can have a bunch of women in the house.
There is a show that's on now. It doesn't have anything to do with Donald Trump, but it's an older guy, and his daughters are older than the new wife that he has just married. And the girl, she's like blonde, and like she comes in and she's very like high maintenance and all that stuff. But I think it's on like A&E or TLC or something like that. But there is a show like that now where the beginning of the show, like the intro, the woman, the blonde that got married to the guy, she's like, I got married to such and such guy, and now I'm the stepmother of two 80-year-old women or something like that. Like just really, really bizarre.
Wow.
It was, I think it was on A&E or TLC. One of those channels.
I hope they treat her with respect as her stepmother.
They don't.
What they see is the person who is going to take away the
money, the inheritance,
yeah.
And someone who's just using their father. Like, they're going to take the money, but obviously it seems
maybe
like
it's
she may not
love.
care.
Well, you know what? There are women who, for whatever reason, like older men. And
they have daddy issues.
Yeah, I mean, that may be so, but I mean, if you have...
Or granddaddy issues.
If you have daddy issues, you should hook up with an older guy, right? I mean, you're not going to be happy if you don't.
Right, yeah, but in that same vein, it's still not fair to judge them on whether they would take the inheritance if she actually really loves him.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, okay. We're arguing the same thing.
Why shouldn't she get the inheritance?
it's his money to give
Yeah.
away. Yeah, he
Right.
can give
It's
it to
his
whoever he wants.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he just wants to give it to some hot blonde piece of action,
What about the old lady who gives it all to her cat, which is
Right.
worse?
Right.
worse. That's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
at least this woman can spend it and put it back in the
Cat's just
economy.
Cat's just
I mean-
gonna throw it away.
Yeah, the cat's going to spend it all on pussy.
Catnip.
Spend it all.
On that note, why don't we take a break? Let's take a quick break. And we'll be right back. All right, so we're back, and leading in from Miss Universe, we mentioned the Philippines. Miss Philippines was a hot contender.
She was a front runner.
And it's really sad that she didn't win in light of what happened to the Philippines recently.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the super cyclone that hit.
Yeah.
Apparently, the strongest storm ever recorded, or close to it.
Very
Wow.
close to it.
Yeah.
It's been called Typhoon Haiyan, but also Typhoon Yolanda. And we had originally estimated that there were 10,000 deaths, but it seems like it's going to be closer to 2,000 to 2,500.
Oh, well, never mind then.
But
Yeah.
but that number is like a scratch on the surface. They're still not sure, so it could possibly go up to 10,000.
Right.
Well,
right.
just like
But-
the tsunami that ravaged
That was
Southeast
way
Asia.
worse. That was hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, but it's just like just like this, you're not going to find it until you go through all the rubble. You go through all
Yeah.
all the friggin' flotsam and jetsam and all that crap.
There's some really interesting points in here about people being concerned that a lot of residents of these areas with typhoons and just these cyclones that happen all the time don't take it as seriously
Right.
anymore because it just happens all the time.
Right,
Like,
you
oh,
can't.
it's just a typhoon, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just another one that I have to live through.
Yep.
But then something like this comes along with estimated, 195 miles an hour
Right.
wind gusts, up to
Right.
235 miles an hour wind gusts.
Right.
And it just devastates things.
Well,
That-
it's the problem of the boy who cried wolf, right? Like, we sensationalize everything now in our society and the news. So you're like, typhoon's going to hit, hurricane's going to hit, oh my God. But it's like,
Right.
it's like we can't differentiate the noise from the buzz anymore, right?
Yeah.
Well, in Florida, I mean, you guys get hurricanes whenever there's a hurricane.
We would have hurricane parties because we knew that there were some that people would make a big deal out of it and it was really nothing, and we would just go over to somebody's house, and if the power went out, whatever, we would keep drinking, whatever. But it was usually, I mean, the crazy storms, most everybody in Miami already has like hurricane-proof windows, like impact windows. They put up the shutters really easily. Like setup is really easy. It's a routine thing for us. So when we hear that there's a hurricane coming, we're like, oh, okay, here we go, another one. Like, it's not a big deal. But because most of the homes are protected, it doesn't make as much damage.
and that makes me wonder if we are able to sustain that sort of protection because we still have the money to, and then places like the Philippines get hit by this over and over again. The money just doesn't regenerate to help build that protective.
I think they've never had the money.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
and it just started and it just kept going in this terrible cycle where all of their stuff gets devastated and they just don't have the money to rebuild it, and it's just bad over and over again. Like, they have 20 to 24 typhoons a year.
Good
Well,
God.
also,
Wow.
you also have to look at the population density of those areas. So if you look at the area that typhoons hit in the Pacific, 50% of the entire global population lives in that region.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a population density where, imagine just a continent-sized region with the population density of New York City. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, just all of Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't take much to wipe out 10,000 people there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's, I didn't know this. The United States has the same population density as New Zealand.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, if you we don't realize it because most of us live in the coastline where it's really densely populated. But if you look at the entire United States, we have the same population density as New Zealand, which is to say we're basically an empty nation. We could fit 2 billion people in the United States, 3 billion people, but we have 300 million.
I often do skew me living on the East Coast and in the sort of heartland of America with how many people. I just kind of don't think about it.
You don't think about it? Yeah.
Just drive
weird.
through Indiana one day.
Yeah,
Or
there
Illinois.
is nothing.
And we would joke, first of all, it's just flat.
Yep.
Flat and just trees. And it's that's it, and fields and farms.
Yeah.
Or Iowa. It's just it's just flat land. I mean, you see
It's very flat in Miami too.
Well,
I
and
mean,
it-
we
but-
obviously have the beach,
but it's just you see a house every once in a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or even more so, you go through like Montana or Wyoming. I mean, and you just don't see any.
Yeah, you don't see houses at all.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because if they do exist, they're far enough off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been west of West Virginia.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
Wow.
I've been
You've
east.
never
I've
been to California?
I've been east. I've been to England, but I haven't been west of West Virginia.
Wow.
Well, West Virginia's a
What about
pretty...
All of my family is on the East Coast.
I thought
so
you
don't
told
really
me
have-
you came from Portland or something.
Nope. Never been to Portland.
She's Richmond, I think.
Richmond, Portland, they all sound
Oh.
the same.
Portland and Richmond are pretty similar,
Really?
from what I could tell of Portland. Richmond's a hipstery area.
Is it?
I was going to say Portland is.
Oh, wait, are you a hipster? You
Underlying-
are. Oh my god.
It seeps into you. Can't get rid of it.
Oh.
You're wearing tight jeans and
Houndstooth.
uh,
I'm a secret hipster. You don't know. Now you know. I've been seeping it into our EveryJoe.
I like it.
oh god, do we have to talk about indie music now?
No, I'm just gonna go crack open a PBR. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Can we talk?
have one.
Can we answer questions that were made on Pitchfork?
No, it's weird. It's very hipstery for as small a town as it is.
so what? Okay, so you're a hipster. What would you define yourself as? What's like your subculture?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really, honestly don't know.
I mean, do you think of yourself as part of the geek subculture?
Just movie geek.
Movie buff, yeah.
Movie buff. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, what about like in high school? What clique were you in?
I wanted to be a jock. I played
Jock.
sports. I wanted to be, but then I was part of like a pseudo-intellectual thing where we had like a book club where we read Goethe and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, Sufferings of Young Werther and
So you were the citizen athlete scholar. Yeah.
and got picked on.
Got
Yeah,
it.
freshman year of high school, I was on the football team and I was taking debate.
Nice.
So
That's
I was
cool,
I was
though.
a master debater, according to all my football teammates.
guy.
How about you? What group are you?
When I was in high school, I mean, I was just everywhere. I was all over the place. I went to an all-girls school. I was into theater and music, TV production.
Pillow fights?
No pillow fights. No.
So were you like popular girl crowd?
It's hard because in my school it was a very small class, and there wasn't really popular girls versus not popular girls because everybody was just very neutral with each other. We had a very united class. I was a class of
That
2000.
sounds
Do you
idealistic.
know who says that?
Everybody.
Popular girls.
Popular girls.
Yeah. Yeah, the
I mean,
unpopular
everybody-
kids are like, it was
Everybody
hell.
was-
There was
No,
a, there was a
it's
strict
true.
hierarchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's true. Like everybody was.
unpopular.
I mean, look, I went to 2 schools in my entire life. My elementary school, from pre-K to 8th grade, was one school. It was a private school, and then high school. I mean, all 4 years I was there, and it was most of the people were the same. Like we were all there the whole time, so we got to know each other very well, and it becomes your family. And like there are people that you might dislike or whatever, but I would never discriminate or treat someone poorly or whatever.
What
I
about
was
in
never.
college?
In college, it was like a whole new world because it was obviously guys and girls and like
Right.
just so many different kind of people, and you see them very brief periods. It's not like you have 4 years with them. It's like every day you meet somebody new, and I met most of my friends that I have now in college because they're so different and diverse. But
Popular girl.
Yeah.
no,
definitely.
I'm a social person.
No, see,
I'm just
I had a class of 52.
In high school?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why,
And- and there-
why are you being upset to be called a popular girl? It's not an insult.
No, I'm not saying I'm upset. I know that a lot of people knew who I was, but it wasn't like a bad thing. Like, oh, she's the popular, she's a snob, blah,
I
blah,
didn't
blah.
say alpha.
No,
bitch.
no,
I said
no.
popular
We
girl.
weren't saying it's a bad
Right,
thing,
it's
but just
funny.
popular.
But everybody was
That's what
popular.
the feeling is, though. When you get
Everybody.
called a popular girl, you think from people who don't consider themselves popular.
I consider myself popular.
From
Well,
people
now.
that, I wouldn't
Oh,
have
I
considered
would.
myself a popular girl. But when you get called a popular girl, it's funny because it's yet another reason to be like, no, but I'm not. I want to be
but
like you.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that in my class, in my schooling, everybody was the same. And it's not like I'm saying, oh, I wasn't popular because I was a snob or a bitch or whatever. And I'm not saying I was popular because everybody knew me. I'm just saying that everybody was just the same. Everybody was neutral. And that's when you were like, oh, you know who says that? Popular girls. And that's when you put the negative connotation on it. So
No.
you did it.
There's no negative
was your fault.
connotation. I'm simply saying that when you are at the top of the food chain, it is, and I speak as someone who has been both at the bottom and at the top, and when you are at the top, it is far easier to believe that everything is tranquil and everyone loves each other and everyone feels equal, but when you're at the bottom, you really perceive even the most minor slight as like the worst insult.
Okay, look, there was no higher or lower or anything like that. But there are some people that I was like, this girl is such a fucking bitch.
I'm still blown away by the fact that you had people from pre-K to 8th grade in
Yeah,
one school.
my best friend to this day, I met her in kindergarten.
All the animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
My
is
best
this
friends are
why
from
Atlas Shrugged is the
my
great
elementary
American
school.
novel?
That's a quote from George Orwell's Animal Farm, man.
I know, but there's an XKCD. It was an Ayn Rand number generator. And it's like, it only comes up with these certain numbers, doesn't do anything else. It's just, maybe those numbers are inherently better than the other numbers.
That's really funny.
Going back to high school, I had a great time in theater.
I was in theater too.
Yeah,
I was as well.
I took a drama class, and I was in a couple plays in high school.
Yeah.
That was
awesome.
my life.
I was president
Yeah.
of the theater guild.
You were?
I'm a thespian.
I was in the school play every year, and I was the president of the choir.
Ooh.
The choir had a president.
I played the villain in
because
all of our plays.
I was a leader, and I would get on the piano and we'd do the warm up, like stuff like that. So I was the president.
Is anybody else here a thespian? An actual thespian?
I was a member of
I was a lesbian in college.
Yeah, I used to go. I used to go
I
to
wasn't-
the
I-
conferences and everything.
Yeah.
I played sports.
Yeah, I did sports as well.
I played video games too,
Yeah?
but not the type of video games that
See,
you think.
I didn't play video games.
No?
No.
I
What
played
type?
like old school, like Nintendo and
type I was
Super
thinking.
Nintendo.
I played Oregon Trail a lot.
I
in
played
high
that
school,
in
high school, I
elementary
played
school.
I played
We never
Oregon
had that.
Trail,
We never-
Wolfenstein 3D.
My family was so poor we didn't have a game console or a PC.
Yeah, I didn't have a PC till I was 14.
I didn't have a PC till I was 18 in college.
Wow.
I used America Online when I was in college.
Yeah. And we had a ColecoVision when everyone else had like Nintendo and,
Yeah.
Sega and all that.
I had an Atari when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I remember.
Never had an Atari.
Yeah, my friends had Atari, and I would play Pole Position at their place.
That's a
Pole
good game.
position.
I loved Pole Position. Every time I went to the Ground Round, which was a restaurant near my house, they had a Pole Position game, and I would go and I would pump quarters in there.
Yeah. I want to go back to something you said about how it's like it's an insult to be called the popular girl.
Yeah.
And I think here's my thought is I feel like in every person there are two dual drives, right? So one is the dual drive that you want people to like you, and then the other is the drive that you want to be better. And the problem is we tend not to like people that are better than us. And so there's like this drive where you want to be better, but then you don't want to be so much better that you make other people feel bad or they dislike you, or you want to like kind of be humble about it. Oh, don't shake your head at me.
I disagree. I
that's 'cause you're
totally
wrong.
disagree.
No
No,
self-awareness.
listen. Since I was in kindergarten, I have always been the type of person that I wanted everybody to like me. I was the queen of friends. Okay, I got an A.
Popular kid.
Wait,
I got. Hold on.
Who just said she's not the
Hold on.
Queen
popular
of
girl?
friends.
Can I finish talking?
Yes.
Please. Can I finish talking?
Bury yourself further in this hole that you're creating.
Listen to me. Since I was little, I've always wanted everyone to like me. But I've always thought that I've been smarter or better than people that I think are not as smart or as good as me. And you're saying that there's a total difference and that somebody cannot be both. Well, I'm
No,
both.
I'm not. I'm saying, in fact, you're completely misunderstanding me. I'm saying every person has the drive to have both. And
Okay.
therein lies the complexity of life.
Is
Like,
mixing the two?
If you don't care about whether or not people like you at all, then you end up as a psychopath or a narcissist. And if you don't care at all to be better than people, then you end up as a slacker and a loser because
Right.
you have, right? And so most people have both, and then they always have this tension. Like it's why when you win the game, then you're supposed to be sportsmanlike and go over and walk over to the guy you just beat and say "good game,"
Well,
right?
yeah,
and
that's
not
good
be
sportsmanship.
like. But why is it good sportsmanship? And it's because we have both of those drives. If we didn't have both of those drives, then at the end of the game you'd walk over and be like, "Fuck you, loser! You suck!
Yeah.
I crushed you."
That's why we
Which
all
happens
hate
only
villains.
on Xbox Live. So, Skylar's with me, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I was little, I wanted everybody to be my friend, and I thought that people were a little bit slower than me, and I was better. I was always like in the accelerated programs or whatever. As I got older, I started to realize that not everybody's going to be as smart as me or as good as me, so I stopped caring about people liking me. I was like,
you had
you
to
don't
pick
like me,
one-
I don't give a shit.
If you had to pick one, You could be better, or people would love you. Which
Oh,
would it be?
better, for sure. I don't give a shit about what people think about me anymore.
I'd say people love you because it's respect. There's a great line in Bronx Tale. It's would you rather have people fear you or respect you? Mm-hmm. And it's
to respect how much they fear me.
I don't want anybody to
which
fear
would
me.
you prefer?
I
mean, it's just.
I would rather
said
have
love you.
respect, obviously.
Yeah.
How about you?
If I could stay where I am in myself right now and get people to like, I'd pick people liking me.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because I like where I am here. Like
Right.
I'm okay with being here. Do I need to get so much better?
I don't think I'm better
Right
than anybody.
here.
I don't think anyone's better than me, though, either.
So very egalitarian.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Now you have to answer.
Oh, I mean, I thought it was obvious better. Yeah.
I think, like I said, I would rather
You can-
be
you can-
better.
you can kiss the ring.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
See, that's someone who doesn't care if he's liked.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to care more when I was younger. Now, as an adult, I realize how most adults have their own agenda and they don't really care about you anymore and they treat you like shit and they're disrespectful.
true.
So that's when I've kind of just been like, all right, done.
So
done
that's
with you.
why you're
Fuck
offended
you.
at being called the popular girl.
I'm not offended at being called popular because I am popular because multiple people like me. Like, all my life. I'm used to
So
it.
you are the popular girl.
I am popular amongst a large community of people, yes. But it's not a bad thing.
I don't know. I've read the comments
Not a
of
bad
the
thing.
podcast, and you are quite popular.
You are quite popular. Actually, in fact, I saw some high school friends over the weekend, and Skylar came and joined me, and they all asked about you, and they were very disappointed that you did not come out to hang out with us.
I wasn't invited.
You had some fans.
Yeah, seriously. You had some
Okay,
fans.
well, I wasn't invited.
Actually, in fact, there was a hot debate as to whether or not you or Bella French would be the preferential girlfriend.
Bella French.
It was divided.
It's
It was
interesting.
divided.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because so what it ended up turning into is we had a conversation about what sort of car you ultimately would want to have for your daily drive, right?
A Civic.
Because if you have so the argument was if you have a Lamborghini for your daily drive, it's like hard to park, it's
Yeah.
expensive to maintain.
I hate driving
you
expensive
constantly have to worry
cars.
about someone to steal your car, right? Versus whereas maybe the argument is you just want to have like a Miata, or like a really nice like a
Those are
Honda
cool.
Accord, right?
Yeah.
You have a really nice car. It's nice looking, good performance.
A nice,
but it's
like
not
a town car.
it's not like
It's not a
Yes.
luxury car.
Drive Miss Daisy in the back.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Driving Miss Daisy in the back of your town car.
We're picking town cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out,
Like a nice
anyway,
town car.
50% of people wanted you over Bella.
Well, 50% is like half and half.
Right. That's why I said it was evenly divided.
Cool. You can't have me. I'm
I
better
want
than you.
even more.
There it is.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I think that's a good note
That's
to
a
end
good
it.
note to end on. I agree.
We're going to end this with letting you know that El Vega is better than
Oh
you.
my God.
That's how we should end everyone.
No.
Yeah, just to remind you, El Vega is better than you.
El Vega is better than you.
Just want to repeat that one more time.
She's not better than me, but she might be better than you. All right, we're going to end it there.
We're going to end it with an eye roll so hard.
Oh, that's the
I
hardest
roll my eyes
eye
at you
roll.
all the time. You
It's
just
an
can't
intense
tell.
eye roll.
that I didn't see your pupils or irises for a second there.
Yeah.
Just rolled back in your head like in The Exorcist.
I did a
Freaking
full
Exorcist
circle.
shit.
That's how better you are. People can't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
You're better than everyone, even in that.
Even, the best eye rolls.
Yes,
It's true.
I can't roll my eyes that
This is the
good.
podcast ever.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.